Hello, my name is Amanda Ford,
I'm Caitlin Ford.
and we just wanted to wish you a happy Disability Week, and we are so glad that you're here learning with us. So I am a board-certified Autism Technician, and my little sister here has a diagnosis of Autism Spectrum Disorder. Can you share with us a little bit about how autism affects you and what makes you unique?
So autism does have ups and downs, but you can get through it either way.
Yeah, and so what's something that makes you unique?
Being around with my friends and family, and also listening to music, because it kind of helps calm me down every time I have an emotional time.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how can someone be friends with you?
Trustworthy, honest, and the main thing is being reasonable with them.
Yeah, of course. Everyone wants friends that are trustworthy and honest, and that goes for people with autism as well. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Go ahead, you can go.
Okay.
So I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what autism is, and today I'm going to be sharing the What's Up with Nick social story. So this gives a little bit of a background for young kids on what autism is, and I'll be reading it to you guys today.
There's nothing like the first day of school. New clothes, new classes, new friends. This year, a kid named Nick came to our school. At first, he seemed a little different. Sometimes during class, Nick makes noises and gets out of his seat. There's a lady that sits in our classroom and follows Nick around, and even takes him out of class when he's distracting us. We didn't understand why Nick got to take breaks or why he got to spend all this time with one teacher. My friends and I thought, what's up with Nick? It turns out, Nick has autism. Nick has had autism since he was little. Autism happens inside the brain. This doesn't mean Nick is sick with something like the flu. You can't catch autism. It just means that he understands some things differently than most of us. Once we learned a little more about Nick and autism, we understood why he gets extra attention. He just needs a little more help than the rest of us sometimes. The lady following him around is his aide. She's there to help him in the classroom. Sometimes small things bother Nick because his senses, hearing, sight, smell, touch, and taste, all work differently than ours. Like when we work on projects, we try to keep our voices down because Nick has trouble focusing if it gets too loud. As we got to know him, we learned what we can do to make it better for Nick so he can stay in class with us. Other kids with autism in your school might have similar challenges. The best way to help them is by getting to know them. Autism affects each person differently. No two kids with autism are the same. Some kids will talk with you, but not look at you. Others won't talk much, but will try to use other ways to tell you what they want to say. Some kids with autism may flap their arms or even rock back and forth. It may seem strange at first, but it's just something that makes them comfortable. Nick really likes building and talking about model airplanes. He even brought one in to show us how the propeller works. It was pretty cool. Sometimes, though, Nick doesn't stop talking about model airplanes. We listen because it's polite, but learn that it's okay to suggest new activities too. Some of us from class joined the art club together, and we invited Nick. He mostly draws pictures of planes, but we still have fun doing the projects together. Remember that you can always include your friend with autism in activities, even if he or she does it in a different way. Don't be afraid to ask your teacher or an adult for ideas that can work for everyone. Now that we know more about autism, it's no big deal. Nick is just a kid and a part of our class like everyone else. So just remember that all of us are different in our own ways. Accepting the differences of kids with autism is the first step to becoming friends and having fun together.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Ford. I'm a board-certified Autism Technician, which means that I work with children with autism. I'm also a big sister to an individual with autism, and I wanted to share with you during Disability Week what autism is, how you can be a good friend to an individual with autism, and what it's meant to me. So first, autism is known as a developmental disorder. That means it's something that happens inside the brain and body. It's not something that you can get sick from. You can't catch autism. It's not like the flu. Most people have it from when they are very young or even when they were born. It's something that affects the 5 senses. So seeing, hearing, smelling, taste, touch, all of those are affected by autism. For example, your friend with autism might have difficulty listening to things that are too loud. It might be too much or too overwhelming. They might find smells really distracting, or even lights, they might be too bright for an individual with autism. They also might have difficulties with socializing, meaning they might not look you in the eye. Even though they're still listening to you, it might look like they're ignoring you, but they're not. They're still listening. They also might not understand how to respond to you, and some children with autism don't speak using words, but they might communicate using different things like pictures or signs, or even an iPad with a little talking device. There are many ways that individuals with autism can communicate and be good friends to you. You also might see an individual with autism have repetitive behaviors, such as flapping their hands or rocking back and forth. Individuals with autism also might like doing fun things with you. They might like doing crafts or dancing to music or singing. Those are some fun things that you can do together. Now, knowing that autism is not something to be afraid of, it's not something that you can get sick with, and it's just a different way of thinking, I hope that you are able to go out and be friends with everyone that you meet. Acceptance is an amazing thing, and individuals with autism want to be accepted and loved just like you do and just like I do. We're all looking for trustworthy friends who are nice and are inclusive with each other. So happy Disability Week. I'm so glad that I was able to learn with you guys, and I hope that you learned from me.